I was recently introduced to the cake pop. I feel like I kind of missed hopping on the trend by 5 or 10 years. I'm not too familiar with the cake pop timeline, but I see them every time I go to Starbucks, and I've also seen lots and lots of people making them online, including my cute friend Lynja. So today I'll be going to give cake pops a try for the first time, and then making my very own cake pops. But first, we gotta head to Starbucks and try it for ourselves. Hold on just a second. I think you're gonna wanna hear this. As you know, I released Osmo Salt recently, and we sold fully out in about 12 hours. But today, we're back. Black truffle, classic white flaky salt, one of my favorites, roasted garlic salt, black flaky salt, and our new flavor, applewood smoked. If you want to do some Salt Bae action in your kitchen like me, I'll put the link in the description below. Grab some if you want to cook like me, and make sure you do it fast, because this is going to be gone pretty quickly too. Now let's get back to the cake pop action. The thing about the Starbucks cake pop is actually a quite sophisticated food. Think about the fact that someone first thought to bake cakes, then put those together with frosting, then roll that into a ball, then dip it into a popsicle. The nearest Starbucks is at Target, so we're gonna head over there now. Manny here's a sucker for a good cake pop. Hey, do you have cake pops by chance? Unicorn cake pops. Could we just get one of each cake pop, please? Okay.
Nick, can I get one?
Shut up. Is that all right?
I'm just gonna Gold's right here over here.
What? Gold, these do not look like unicorns, Gold. And we are back. I cannot wait to dive into one of these things right here, but first, I'm gonna remind you to go down and toss a like on the video. I ask you to do this pretty much every video, and I know for a fact that not all of you are actually going and doing it. Why not? It literally takes just a second. All right, now that we're good with that, I'm gonna try my first ever cake pop. Right off the bat, I'm hit by the smell. This one in particular smells sweet and chocolatey, almost like a delicate chocolate truffle. They're actually really cute, except for that unicorn one. Starbucks, whoever designed your unicorn, fire. But let's dive in and try this. Ooh, I am pleasantly surprised. This one here tastes like a soft, gooey, delicious brownie. I mean, it's definitely decadent, but I feel like I can eat this whole thing and be really, really happy. I never thought I would say this, but I'm kind of a fan of cake pops. Now that I've tried this thing for the first time, let's make cake pops. Now, normally you couldn't catch me dead with a box of cake mix. In fact, if I saw it in my kitchen, I'd be like this. But every single recipe online seemed to use box cake mix, so I'm gonna stick to that and make it easy for you too. To start, I'm gonna go in with 2 bags of yellow cake mix, one of my personal favorites. Then I'll crack in 6 eggs, all with one-handed egg cracks, of course. Then I'll go in with 2/3 cup oil and 2 cups of water. Mix it all up. I'll put all this cake mix in a sheet pan so it cooks faster, and this will go into the oven at 350 Fahrenheit until it's reached a nice golden brown. In we go. We're gonna make homemade buttercream frosting because nothing beats buttercream frosting. I'll start with 2 sticks of softened butter, then let it get nice and fluffy. Then I'll go in with 2 cups confectioner sugar and let that combine. Now I'll add a few tablespoons heavy cream, 2 more cups of powdered sugar bit by bit, and some homemade vanilla extract. Turn it off when light and fluffy like this. Cut the camera. Now that our cake is done, let's combine to make our cake pops. Holy. You know you're fired, right? Now we'll go into the bowl with a bunch of our cake and then with some of that buttercream frosting. Then we'll mix this up. Once our mix is a nice even consistency, it's time to shape those cake pops. Make some nice balls now, but don't worry too much about them being perfect, because you'll toss these in the freezer and you'll be able to reshape them more later. You already know I'm gonna make my cake pops a little bit larger than the ones at Starbucks. Shout out to our boy Gold. Now once these are all shaped out, we'll toss them in the freezer a little while till they've hardened enough to shape them into perfect balls. Now it's finally time to shape our cake pops. They're more hard and frozen now, so I can put them into perfect circles. And as you'll see, they start to get really nice and smooth. I'll feed a stick into this first cake pop and let this bad boy rest for a little bit. I'll let it freeze again for just a minute before we dip them. Now it's time to dip our cake pops, and I have this one from Starbucks here for inspiration. I'm gonna go in with my first one and dip it really nice and evenly in the... You did not just do that. You're fired. Get out. After this first one's dipped, it looks beautiful. I'm gonna lay this down on our baking sheet and hit it with a few pretty sprinkles. Man, does that one look good. We have to make them all with different sprinkles, of course, so our second one is gonna be a little bit different. Again, once it's nice and evenly dipped, I'll let it sit down to rest, and then I'll hit it with some rainbow sprinkles. We're making our cake pops really pretty. Last but not least, I'll dip our final cake pop, and for this one, I'm gonna hit it with some white nonpareils, or however the hell you say that. Any bakers out there to help me? To everybody watching, those right there are some beautiful cake pops. I mean, come on, if you haven't liked the video now, you gotta smack that like button below. But I'm gonna call my friend Lynja to see what she thinks. Let's give her a nice FaceTime. Hey, Lynja.
Hello.
How are you? I have something to show you. You ready? I made cake pops because I know you made cake pops a while back. They went super viral on TikTok. So right here, these are my cake pops. I wanted to see what you thought of them.
I think they're really good, but I think we could do a lot better.
What's wrong? What's wrong with these?
They're a little small.
Okay. So what are you thinking?
I think we can make a mega cake pop.
Mega cake pop. How exactly is that gonna happen?
Well, you're gonna have to come to my kitchen.
Oh, I have to go to the master's kitchen. I'm okay with that. I'll go straight to the car and I'll get on my way.
I can't wait to see you.
I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Apparently my cake pops just aren't big enough. And you know what? I am not gonna argue with Lynja. She's quite possibly the cutest, sweetest woman I have ever met. Maybe besides my mom. I thought these were pretty good, but Lynja knows best. So let's head to New Jersey. Hi.
Nick, it took you long enough to get here.
Let's get cooking. All right, now that Lynja's finally let me into her kitchen.
Nick, you gotta you're just a little bigger.
Sorry. We're gonna get started with our mega cake pop.
Lynja baked all of these cakes for us. So to start, we're just gonna dump all these out on the board. And look at that perfect funfetti. Oh, look at that. I do have to say, all this funfetti looks absolutely perfect. Last big dump.
You got it, Mom.
Now we're gonna crumble all the funfetti cakes.
And Lynja made about 8 of them, so we have a lot to work with. The goal right now is to get the cake crumbled just about as small as you can possibly get it, because eventually we're gonna be folding in all of our frosting, which is ultimately the batter for our cake pops.
They call it funfetti, but this is not fun. Wow, this bowl is huge compared to my head. All that cake turned into this.
And now we're ready to mix in that frosting.
I got these unicorns because I know Nick likes unicorns.
You just know me too well at this point, Lynja.
Now we're putting all the frosting into a bowl.
It's supposed to be unicorn frosting, but I don't see any unicorn in here.
It's all in the sprinkles, Nick. All in the sprinkles. Here are the unicorns for you, Nick. Now we gotta add in the sprinkles. You almost fell over, Nick.
Now it's time to add in all our frosting and combine this with the cake batter. We'll put all the proportions in the description below if you want to make cake pops of your own.
Now that we've gotten on our gloves,
It's time to go in and mix this all up into a nice, smooth cake pop batter. Wow, it smells great.
yeah, it does.
Eventually, it's gonna turn into a really nice, soft and smooth batter, just like this. And this is what we ultimately shape into balls to make those cake pops, just like I did earlier in the video.
So this is what it takes to make a mega cake pop. Nick, I got this to make a mega cake pop.
Lynja, it's not Christmas. This is a Christmas ornament. It's not Christmas yet. At this point, we're gonna fill up our Christmas ornaments with all of our cake pop batter. These are gonna help us mold it into perfect spheres. We really gotta pack it in there, huh?
Hope it's not too heavy for you, Nick.
Now is the moment of truth where we push them both together.
Nick, I thought you were strong.
Now once we've filled up both of these balls, it's time to stick them in the freezer for a little while to let them firm up. Now for our dipping chocolate, first we're gonna dump in about 3/4 of all of our white chocolate.
And then stir until all of this is melted.
And once it reads about 110 Fahrenheit on our instant read thermometer, we'll take it off the heat.
And now I'll pour in the last quarter of chocolate.
Now we'll open up our frozen balls,
Go into the cake pop with a stick.
and then we dip all the way around the whole cake pop.
And don't forget the sprinkles.
Now that right there, everybody, is a cake pop. Before we put sprinkles on this area right here, I want to show you the sound to show that we properly tempered our chocolate. Listen. Just a few seconds after we dipped it, it's already hardening. So first of all, I think it's pretty clear here that we have both just made the world's biggest ever cake pops.
I think that's a Guinness World Record.
I think it probably is. First, we're gonna cut into this one to crack right through that white chocolate and show you the inside. Let's see it. Oh, that sounded good. So crazily enough, I think the inside looks exactly like the Starbucks cake pops. Have you seen those before?
Yeah, it looks exactly like a Starbucks cake pop.
Should we give it a try?
Sure.
Oh, Lynja, you're supposed to share. You're supposed to share.
Nick, look how big the cake pops are. You can have your own.
How is it compared to all the cake pop you've had? Because I was inspired to make a cake pop purely because of what I saw you make initially. So I want to hear from the master herself.
I think this is phenomenal.
Is it more fun to eat than the small ones? It looks like it is. Wow. It just tastes like eating cookie dough, except you know it's cooked instead of not cooked.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yesterday, I had absolutely no idea what a cake pop was. But today, now I have the perfect explanation for you. A cake pop, very simply put, is a big ball of cake batter that's soft and chewy like cookie dough, and it's all fully cooked so you don't have to worry about getting sick from it. Lynja, you gotta slow down. First things first, I want to say a massive thanks to Lynja for being on the video today and teaching me the art of the cake pop, because this is surely the biggest and best cake pop I've ever seen or tasted.
Did you want me to say something?
As always, we're gonna put the recipe in the description below, and be sure to go over and check out Lynja's channel because there's some pretty sweet stuff on there.
Don't forget to
Wow, yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Smash the like button.
As you can probably all tell, we've got quite a lot of eating to do, so I'll see you next time.